You are about to listen to the Redhead Boy podcast, available on Spotify and wherever you get your podcasts from. Now enjoy the show.
Madman. You're a madman.
Air and water. But you'll find plenty of both down there.
No man, Persian or Greek, no man threatens a messenger.
You bring the crowns and heads of conquered kings to my city steps. You insult my queen. You threaten my people with slavery and death. Oh, I've chosen my words carefully, Persian. Perhaps you should have done the same.
This is blasphemy. This is madness.
Madness. This is Sparta!
Hello guys, and welcome to another episode of the Redhead Boy podcast, hosted by me, Harry. Happy Tuesday, everyone. May I say, looking out the window right now, it looks like it's going to be a better day than yesterday. Let's say yesterday was a little bit, the weather looked a little bit shit, to be fair. Hope everyone is keeping well today, keeping well and healthy. We've been told that we have a roadmap for the lockdown to be slowly eased off. Cheers for that, Boris. We shall see how that goes. So today I have another guest on. He's one of my eldest friends from school. Yes, I'm digging him out. And his name is Ryan Gins, and he is a fitness extraordinaire. Just a fitness nut, to be fair. He's quite nutty anyway. So we might as well just dive into the conversation. Hope you guys enjoy. I like the way there's literally a red light there, and I couldn't see it for a sec. I was like, are we recording?
That was an absolute palaver.
That was hilarious, mate, to be fair.
I mean, to be honest, I was still trying to speak through my speaker rather than the actual phone itself.
Okay. No.
But no, it's all good.
It's cool. You sound good.
All getting it down.
That was fucking hilarious.
Bearing in mind, you'll get halfway through and then it'll just cut out.
No, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't jinx it, man. You're not meant to say that.
Okay, it won't cut out.
No, thanks for coming on for a chat today. This should be this should be a laugh. How have you been recently? You been alright?
I mean, yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, I've got like a little home gym setup, but I've used it. Well, I haven't used it as much as I would like.
Yeah.
I think it's more that mental, social malarkey that I like rather than just training myself. I'd rather train someone else rather than just myself. So that's why I'm doing my PT course.
Yeah, cool.
But, yeah.
No, before like we get into all of that and stuff.
Yeah, sure.
This way should lie and make yourself sound really good. You know, you should be like, I've got
a home gym set up, and I use it every day for about an hour.
Yeah, like The Rock.
And then I get,
you know.
And then I watch footy, and then it's like, yeah.
No, I like
great.
No, I like it, man. No, cheers for coming on, Gins. I really appreciate it. I wanted to, but we wanted to, and I wanted to get you on like ages ago anyway. So I thought
you can be off.
Nah. Nah, no,
Nah.
nah. You know, I thought, let some of my more simple friends come on. You know, it's all right. You can swear occasionally. It's fine. Don't worry.
Yeah, I won't
I
go over
put,
the top.
I put when I upload it on, like when I put my podcast stuff, and then when I put it on YouTube, I go, this is not suitable for children.
Well, like on Big Brother house where they say,
Yeah,
"Oh,
yeah.
you're on live. Please do not swear."
Well, fuck dick, fuck dick.
This is where I've got to it. I'm just saying I've got to it, so I may swear.
No, don't take the piss out of people. Don't take the piss out of people with Tourette's now. We don't want to offend people. Not a good start, you know. People are meant to want to carry on listening, not switch off straight away. Good start, mate. Well done. Let's like first. Let's start off with.
Yeah.
I ask every guest when I get them on to like do their like a favorite film quote of theirs and stuff like that. And for those of you that will listen to the episode when it's officially done, you would have noticed that Gins picked a famous quote from the film 300. Tell me why you decided on that one. Was there anything in particular that made you pick that?
No particular reason. I think because I don't know. It just because I've used it for bodybuilding competitions before. I kind of liked it in the sense of it kind of intros my bodybuilding side. But as I said, there were loads of good quotes out there, so it was hard to narrow it down to just one. But for some bizarre reason, that just stuck up like a sore thumb.
Yeah, no, fair. Because the people in that film are like hench as fuck, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're like.
I mean, again, I'm not saying I'm hench as hell. Obviously, I do my workouts and I work hard at it. But yeah, I mean.
Yeah, no, fair. No, fair. So let's go. Let's do some time traveling and go all the way back to when we first met. And me and Gins first met through secondary school. We both went to Amering School, and we were part of the LNC, which at this moment I'm going blank, and I don't remember what they stand for.
I think it was
Don't know. I don't know.
I think it was. It was got. Yeah, I think it's a charity.
Leonor or something.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Something from Falklands.
So something Falklands. There's not an F in there, mate. Something Falklands. That's hilarious. That is hilarious.
It's got a centre in there, so that's all I know.
Yeah. So I met Gins on my very first day of secondary school. To be fair, because me and him, we used to go on. We used to share going on a bus together with some other group of people, and Gins was probably one of the very first people that I met through school. Do you remember our first interaction or not really?
I haven't got a clue what you're on about, mate. I do remember being on the bus. With John and all that lot. But I can't. I'm guessing your memory is a lot better than mine.
It's all right.
I do know a few. Obviously, I do know a few bits from school, which is a good laugh. But yeah, unfortunately, I don't remember the first.
It's all right. No, don't.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's not a test. So I remember because we had this quite elderly escort called Jean.
Jean.
Jean, bless her. And she was like, "Oh, Harry, you can sit next to this kid," and that kid happened to be you, and bless old Gins back in the day. Well, you guys can't see him now, but he's as he said, he's not hench as fuck, but he is a little bit more hench than he used to be. He used to be this.
Yeah, I've always been the skinny little sod.
Well, I wouldn't say that you're a skinny little sod now. To be fair, mate.
Yeah, not now, but I've always been not. I've always been on the slim side.
Yeah.
Or the slim build. I've never been hencher than stacked.
Yeah, or like tremendously fat.
Yeah.
No offense to any fat people listening.
Your fat size.
Shut up! You just want to offend people. Christ. Yeah, this is exactly what's going to happen in this episode to anyone that will be listening. There will just be a shit ton of laughing. So just as a bit of a warning, because this is what me and Gins do when we meet up. We just end up laughing at silly shit, or our real special brains come out and we end up laughing at the most crappiest thing, or laughing at ourselves. Because if you don't laugh, it's better to laugh than cry, I'd say.
Yeah.
Especially at the moment. So yeah. So let's like talk about. Were you like always interested in like sport and health and stuff like that?
I mean, I think being from the LNC, we were always going to Stoke Mandeville with Dean and competing against other schools. And then our head teacher, Mr. Richards at the time, caught me in the 100-meter sprint and said, "Do you want to pursue it to go further?" So I've always had a passion for sport. Even the LNC had a little gym in there, so I was always using that during lunchtime or when I had a free moment.
Yeah. No. I remember old Steve Richards is a really top guy. Shout out to him and everything.
Yeah, he's a really good
I like the
legend.
way he even managed to make sport appealing to those that didn't particularly find sport appealing, which was good, including me. So me attempting to play hockey with my very shit aim and stuff like that. But I like the way whenever we used to play hockey and you were around, that it would just be like me and you that was always in like the left lane as like the walker. Yeah, because you had the walkers on one side, didn't you? And then you had the wheelchairs on the other.
Hockey, was it?
Yeah, zone hockey, yeah. And you'd have the walkers like on one side, and then you'd have the wheelchairs on the other side, and then the electric wheelchairs in the middle.
In middle.
Yeah.
I did like zone hockey. It was
pretty much every time that me and you were around, it'd be like, "Gins, Harry, get over that side." And me and you just used to get really aggressive with one another.
Competitive streak.
Yeah. Well, I'd say you get more aggressive. To be fair, I swear you tripped. I swear you tripped me up a couple of times.
Probably did actually.
No. And what Gins just said about Stoke Mandeville. So every September of the start of the new academic year, we used to go to Stoke Mandeville, which was a week worth of playing sport with other people with physical disabilities. For people who are listening, you probably recognise the Stoke Mandeville name, which is it was more related to the Stoke Mandeville Hospital, which is used for people that come ex-military that come to learn how to walk again and stuff like that. But we weren't connected to that. We were connected to the Stoke Mandeville Stadium and racetrack and stuff like that. Yeah. There's so many like funny memories from those trips. To be fair,
Yeah, I mean the one you always say to me is when we were in the because at Stoke Mandeville, obviously we were in the dorms with
Yeah.
I think there was 12 other schools there, and obviously each school had their own little dorm, and I was very notorious for sleepwalking. Wasn't I? I think that's the one memory that you were gonna bring up, so I thought that just to save some. Yeah, I thought I would get in there before you did, but yeah, because I was very notorious for sleepwalking. Apparently, one night I woke up in the middle of night or whatever time it was, and then started throwing all the way down the corridor. I don't remember it, but obviously you're.
yeah. I don't remember that particular story, but I have witnessed your sleepwalking. To be fair, but I won't. I
Yeah,
won't.
don't go into that.
Yeah,
Don't go
yeah,
into
no,
that.
I won't bring up that particular story over this because I feel like that should be one that should only be between me and you. To be fair, actually, that sounds really creepy. Maybe I should take that back.
That's actually.
Yeah. So yeah, no. I used to, well, obviously you used to go for the sport and the interaction, but for me, for Stoke Mandeville, it was just like a week where we could just like piss about. To be fair,
Yeah.
I feel like we were like one of the schools that took it seriously, but took it seriously to a certain amount that we would still have fun.
Yeah,
There,
yeah, of
w-
course.
there were some schools that took it like very, very, very like seriously,
Mm.
which was quite funny. And we met a few famous people through Stoke. I remember that old Addy, the
Oh,
basketball
what
player,
the basketball? Well,
player. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Oh,
Um,
he was good.
yeah, I can't remember
Um,
his last name. Addy, I can't remember. But
yeah,
yeah, no, he came one year. I remember him like randomly showing up.
yeah.
Uh, and then I think one year, I think this was when maybe you had left. One
Mm.
year, some guy that was a that used
Oh,
to be,
there's Blue Peter presenter.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
yeah, he came down. Of course, sorry about that. I was obviously it came down to Stoke Mandeville, and he was there from the presenter from Blue Peter, and I was nagging him for his autograph, but he was refusing to give it to me.
really,
Yeah, I did get it, but yeah, he wasn't best pleased because obviously he was filming, he was documenting Stoke Mandeville.
yeah, yeah.
So no,
And he
that was
and
pretty
he was
funny.
like, why is this young lad fucking like annoying me? Go, leave me alone, kid. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I was annoying. I was annoying little fucker back then.
Well, I wouldn't say a load has changed, to be fair, but let's be honest. Let's be honest. Uh, yeah. So let's like go back to you said that like Steve Richards like was the one that sort of persuaded you to get into sport and to get into running and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But when would you say is like when you decided to like hone in on like the fitness and the like you're in like
yeah.
training to do fitness.
I mean, I don't recall the exact moment, but I've always had a passion for sport. I think because of my cerebral palsy.
Mm,
Again, you can either make it worse by not doing anything, or make it consider or improve your physical or mental state by fitness. So even when I was at angling school, I was, as I said, I was always in the gym. Um, at the spare moment, and even when I was a kid, I was doing physiotherapy to counteract my balance. So I've always had fitness in my repertoire. But I think it was only until when I started college, I started to take sport seriously, started to take the gym seriously.
Yeah, so would you have said that when you said like when you started college, would you say, I like the way they proper timed this right? The binman have just like stopped outside my place, which is hilarious right now, and it's probably going to sound like a bit shit for a second. Hurry up, binman! Fuck off! Fuck off! I'm recording something right now. Fuck off! Anyway, so that's hilarious. Sorry.
I like that you're
Jesus.
having your own little moment.
Oh, this is what I do, man. I and trust me, I will keep all this shit in. I don't really edit it that much.
No,
It's
good.
more like it's just a relaxed conversation. That's why
Cool.
that's why I tell anyone that comes on, I go, it's not really scripted at all.
Yeah, of course. It's
So,
just people talking bollocks about the other person.
Yeah, so getting back to it's all right, the binmen have fucked off now. So no offense to any binmen that are listening to. We love you and thank you for cleaning up our
you're
trash.
telling me not to be offensive. You just slagged off binmen.
Yeah, so to get back to when you said that you got like started to really get into fitness when you started college, would you say that was back when you started at Trelaws or was that when you started at Chichester?
I mean, I think because I did my sport level 2 at Trelaw College, and they had a gym in there. So again, even going back to angling school, I was always using gym. But yeah, I think it was not until Trelaw I started to take fitness seriously.
Yeah.
And again, it's down to that physical mental state. My brother's gonna hate this, and they always. This sounds cringy, but I go by a quote of it's not what your disability is, it's what your abilities are physically and mentally. And obviously, fitness does help in all areas.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I think it's really good, and you probably, if any of our old physios or anyone that's helped us like throughout the years, they'd be like, "Well done, Gins, well done, well done."
Yeah.
And then this is where I go, well, I try and do my stretches every day, and they'd be like, Harry, no, bad, no, you bad, Gins good, Gins good. So no, that's good. That's good that you have that drive. To be honest,
Yeah.
I feel like I have a bit too much of the lazy gene sometimes.
Yeah, everyone gets like that. Even at the moment, well, especially during this shit time at the moment during lockdown, everyone's having that lack of motivation. But again, as I was saying earlier, I think I'd rather train someone rather than just train myself.
Yeah.
I do like fitness and what have you. But especially at the moment when I'm training indoors, I think it's more that social side. But yeah, definitely like to train someone else rather than just myself.
Yeah, you like the whole. I feel like you found something because let me say, and this isn't like a negative or anything, but I feel like you found your thing that can help you socialize.
Definitely,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was always, I'm never, I've always been a quiet little sod. But again, fitness helps, not necessarily just the physical side, but the social side and all that jazz that comes with it.
Yeah. That it's definitely the whole like, and you've talked about it several times when we've like talked normally about how it's about the atmosphere of the gym and the people around you and the other fitness people and stuff like that. So let's talk about Trelaws for a little bit because I feel like we have some good stories there. To be fair, so after secondary school, for some reason, I obviously am more damaged than I appear to be.
Then you are.
But I decided to follow Gins, and we both were at Trelaw College in Hampshire, which specialised with people with physical and learning difficulties. So me and Gins were there for 3 years, and because I obviously have done something terrible in my past life, in my second year, me and Gins were flatmates. That was fun. That was fun, wasn't it? Do you have anything that you feel like you need to talk about?
I mean, again with my sleepwalking. This will always go back to
you're bringing it up. You're bringing it up, not me. You're the one bringing it up.
Do you want to make this story interesting or not?
Yes, all right. Yeah.
Nothing.
No, keep going.
But yeah, again with my sleepwalking, I was kind of half asleep, half not, because I remember. Obviously, we were in the flat. Obviously, we had 2 separate rooms.
I like the way you feel like you have to clarify that.
Because I don't know, do they?
Yeah, keep going.
But yeah, we obviously. It was 12 and 2 in the morning.
I didn't know that this was happening, but the staff told me like the next morning.
So it was 2 in the morning. I, funny enough, decided I want to go for a run. So I walked downstairs, got out of the door, started to go for a little jog, and then the support staff caught me and said, "Oh, it's whatever time in the morning it was." I only got down to 100 meters or so, and then the staff members started to chase after me in a not a weird way, and then just said, "Oh, and it's 2 in the morning." I don't remember anything after that. I don't remember going back upstairs and going back to sleep. I just remember going downstairs, going for a jog, and then the staff members,
it was that's funny.
That was.
That's funny. No, we had a real good laugh in.
And do you remember I'm just gonna go all out. Do you remember when we were in the canteen and I downed a pint of orange juice?
But just to clarify to the people that are listening, it wasn't orange juice, it was orange squash. Gins decided to down a freaking non-diluted orange squash. That
was a fun time. That
also, there's a good one that I tell people all like not all the time, but when I'm like talking to other people that went to Trelaws and stuff, and we like reminisce. The one time that we found a trolley in a cupboard, and Gins decided to get into the trolley, and with Gins' disability, his head is vulnerable, and we completely
disregarded it completely.
And I remember one time we found it again, and I pushed you towards the hydro.
Yeah, because it was like a little slope, wasn't it?
Yeah. So we had a hydro pool, which is like a very high temperature swimming pool for people with physical disabilities and stuff like that. And I pushed Gins in this trolley as fast as I can at the door, and he hit the door, but the door like swung wide open, like, and I was like, oh shit! Like I was like, shit, is he gonna hit his head? And I'm gonna end up, he's gonna have like a fit or a concussion in the next like
You
5
can have
minutes.
loads of fun with a trolley.
That sounds really
Yeah,
special.
that's really what I'm going for that in.
That sounds really special. Yeah. And then I remember another time we like found the trolley and we were pushing it down that slope bit that had
Yeah.
like that led to the outside, and
Yeah.
you fell out and like partially like hit yourself on this metal
Yeah,
pole.
it wasn't.
So
Yeah, it wasn't great fun.
yeah, I feel like we definitely made it interesting for the staff, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, Trelaws wasn't. I don't know about you, but Trelaws wasn't great in the sense. I mean, it was a good college and good people and whatever, but it just wasn't. I think for us, it kind of was a bit boring. Not in that sense, but kind of you wanted to make it slightly more interesting than it was.
Yeah, and let's be honest. I think, and this was a bit of a shock to the system when I first showed up there. To be fair, I think me and you, because luckily we are lucky to be as able as we are.
Yeah.
And we were probably the most able at the college at the time. So I feel like I was extremely lucky to have you there as well, because it was like another person that we could,
Yeah, of course. No, I can understand it.
Just be able to, and no offense to anybody that's wheelchair bound or anything, but just to have someone that's a similar, a similar person to you in terms of physically and stuff.
Of course.
Yeah. I remember when this was when, because at Trelaws they have boarding houses as well, because Trelaws is a boarding college, and me and Gins were on. I knew I was going to stutter on this. Ready? I have to like jump onto the word. Gavane House. There you go, Gavane House.
Yeah, Gavane House.
And me and Gins used to get told off all the time. When we went to get food, we used to get one plate of food, and let's be fair, mate, both of us can eat a decent amount of food, can't we? Really?
Yeah, but I was notorious for going back for seconds and thirds and dessert afterwards.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was getting to. So yeah, we used to get one plate, queue up and get one plate.
I think that was the protocol, wasn't it? You're only allowed to have one plate, and then we weren't all the residents weren't going up at once, because there was four blocks, so it was can't remember the
something like that
units now, but we had separate time schedules. So we were supposed to obviously have one plate and then bugger off after that. Or we would have a set time to eat as much as possible. That was in my mind. That was in my mind anyway.
Yeah, and I remember, we used to get told off all the time of eating, and then getting back in the queue, and then the staff would be like, "Well, there's students that haven't eaten yet before you, so you need to go."
They should have gotten there first then. They haven't eaten.
Yeah, too slow.
It's not my fault they haven't eaten. Well, it is, but they should have gotten there first.
Yeah, so and it always used to be I think it was like a particular. Well, it always used to be the older staff. To be fair, the older staff used to be the ones that used to not tell us off bad, but they'd be like, you shouldn't be doing this.
It was.
But I feel like that was all with the fun. To be fair.
That was just again. It was just to make it interesting.
Yeah. So And it used to crack me up some of the stuff that the canteen would put together.
Yeah, it was not. It was odd bits and pieces like leftovers from the day before, and then they put some mash into it and serve it up. So
yeah, like I remember, like we used to have maybe sometimes like jacket potatoes and then have like chips on the side.
because didn't they do chips and sausage rolls? That was like the notorious meal. They were just trying to fatten us up like fast food chain.
yeah, no, it was funny. And on as part of like the residential part of the school, we had like a social club. That
was good.
That was called the social club.
Yeah.
Original name.
I don't know if you remember, but I think it was me, you, Sam, Scargill, and Jake, is it? I think, and we were just mixing drinks and.
Yeah, no, we used to get like as soon as because the way it worked there, obviously, we weren't allowed to have alcohol there until we told them that we had our 18th birthday and we could start drinking. There was sort of loads of like use of colours for stuff once we passed things. So they used to have this silly thing that we weren't allowed to go to town until we went out with OTs, which is
and they and the bloody free light malarkey. They wear the amber green malarkey. That was still my head in that.
Yeah. So to give a bit more context, so they used to have this, like as Gin said, like this light scheme that you were red and you weren't allowed to go anywhere without a member of staff with you, and then eventually you would build yourself to green, which you were allowed to go wherever you wanted at weekends or after college or anything like that. And yeah, I think we paid attention to that a little bit, but probably not too much.
I mean, it was funny. I mean, I remember when we were when I think it was me and two other residents and a staff member, and we were on Amber, I think, and we were at Havant Station, and because one of the residents one of the students was a wheelchair user, obviously I phoned up previously and said, blah blah blah, can we have a ramp for this wheelchair user? And then we got to Havant, and then I think we were going to Littlehampton at the time, and for some bizarre reason, I don't like the waiting game, so the train got there. I knew it was going to Littlehampton, and then I just got on it, and I just got on it without even realising, and then the staff member phoned me up and said, why have you gotten onto that train? And so I think I stayed at Littlehampton station until they got there. But yeah, they weren't impressed by any means.
like
I was just trying to show off my independence
and to give
my lack of caring.
and to give like more context, Gins is very much like that. Once he's like ready to go, he's like, I'm off. even when mate, to be fair, when we like meet up and say bye, you're like, okay, bye, and just like completely like fuck off. I'm like, all right then. See you later.
I don't want that awkward bye and all that shit. I just want
Yeah, so you were like, I see this train, I'm gonna get on it. Goodbye, wheelchair user. See you later, mate. Yeah. See you on the other end. To
Yeah,
be
that
honest,
was,
if that happened and I was there with you, I'd fucking lose my shit. I'd just be like laughing with the member of staff. He'd be like, Harry, this isn't funny, Harry. And I'd be like, but it is.
but it is.
Yeah. So yeah, no, it was yeah, as you
Yeah, it
said,
was a good laugh.
Trelaws was it had its positives and it had its negatives.
Yeah,
Like I remember when I first went there and saw like that there wasn't a lot of people that were like me, to be fair, in
no.
terms of like
Yeah,
physically.
no, I can understand.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, and it was quite a shock to the system, to be fair.
Mm.
But then I think once you get into it and you get used to it, and I'd say I don't know if you, I don't know if, about you or like how you feel about it. I think it makes us a more understanding people because we've seen loads of stuff. Um, like we've hanged around with people from a range of disabilities and stuff.
Yeah.
So I feel like we're probably the most less judgmental people,
Yeah.
or at least try to be anyway.
Yeah, of course.
Um,
As I was saying on, we'll get on to it in a bit, but as I was saying on WhatsApp yesterday, I think there's still a lot of like the general public still have a fixation on the word disability, rather than just saying I've got a disability. What do you say? Do you say I've got cerebral palsy, or do you say I've got a disability?
yeah,
But we'll get on to that in a bit.
yeah. So let's like whiz past Trelaws
Yeah.
and stuff and the terrible things that we got up to there. Uh, I'm sure whoever's member of staff that's still there, they probably don't miss us at all.
Yeah.
Say that we made it.
I'm gonna say this now.
Yeah.
But some of the female staff members in Gavain House were peng.
I'll get you fucking. Are you fucking Joey Essex? They were rim, mate. They were fucking like they were.
They were real thought.
Fair. Okay. before before you add anything else to that, let's move on quickly. So to follow on from that, Gins went on from after studying at Trelaws for 3 years, and he decided to do you decided to do what, a level 3 in
Level
2 in was
hold
it
on.
2 or it's all right. We don't have to be
So
accurate.
I did my level 2 at
Chichester.
no, so I did BTEC sport at
Yeah.
Trelaw. And then I went on to sport level 2 at Chichester.
Yeah. And tell me what you felt like going from, that boarding college to suddenly not suddenly, but to a complete mainstream, you can go home afterwards.
I mean, again,
college.
it was a shock to the system, but it was kind of again, not trying to be horrible, but I think it was more of a relief that I was with people who are the same ability as me. Again, no, but yeah, I did get bullied and I did get isolated, or I wasn't as forward as other people. I was still a bit shy and whatever, so I did have my fair old bullies at college. So again, for me, it was hard to adapt to the mainstream lot and the learning difficulty lot, because I was kind of in the middle of the spectrum. So it was good at Tri College. It was good. I did enjoy it, and I had the gym there. So again, I was using that. Did my level 2 at Chichester. So obviously they were using the gym for practical assessments. So that was good.
Yeah, so you'd probably say that it was good. No offense to like those people, but it was good to interact with like a different crowd of people,
Yeah,
rather than be like stick to it, stick to um yeah a different crowd of people, and I guess it was good for you to like stretch your legs and
yeah,
sort of get to know completely new people that weren't,
yeah. Of course,
rather
because
than go, "Hi, I'm Ryan Gins and I have cerebral palsy," rather than someone saying like, "Oh, hi, I'm Becca and I have," there wasn't any
no,
that type of
no,
crap
yeah,
connected.
no, I can understand that. Yeah, going from angling and claw, it was very. There were again, no offense, but yeah, there were not many people within my capability.
Uh-huh.
But obviously, I mean, even when I was at Trelaw College, I was always wanted. I think it was in my final year. I always wanted to give back to some of the people, or just help out as much as possible because
Mm,
I knew
mm.
I was more able. Um, I wanted to help out the guys who are wheelchair users or less able to communicate. Um, so yeah, being at angling, it was kind of a very relief because I didn't. I mean, obviously, I had my doubts of going to Chichester College
Yeah,
um, because it was a mainstream school, but at the same time, I wanted to
yeah,
just see how much you can. Because again, there's no like stop point to where you want to go for people with learning difficulties. You can improve your physical mental state, and so I think for me going to Chai College, it was to show how much I can improve.
yeah, yeah. Cool. Would you say that at Chichester, would you say that they were, because they probably nobody related to the college will ever listen to this, but it might be beneficial. Do you think that at the time the college was supportive enough towards like you and the things that you struggle at,
I,
or the things?
I mean, at Chai College, they did have I think they had quite a few students with learning difficulties,
Yeah,
but not to the extent of obviously Trelaw.
yeah,
So they did have um, learning assistants to kind of help you out with the learning side. And when I was
mm,
obviously in class or in my tutor, um, my writing was very slow, so I was unable to keep up with the mainstream lot. Um,
yeah,
so I had the learning assistant just scribe for me and write stuff down or
mm,
take notes, and then I can do it in my own time. Um,
yeah. Fair. No, that was the same for me. To be fair, I sort of, because I remember uh, before I went to Trelaws, I looked at Chichester first before, or I say my parents looked and I looked with them, uh,
yeah,
and we looked at Chichester, and at the time, the same as Gins, to be fair, as well as my mild cerebral palsy, I have dyslexia as well, and at the time, my dyslexia was generally not atrocious, but not at the level that it is now. That I feel more comfortable and more confident. Um, so I think Chichester was sort of taken off quite quickly because at that time they couldn't offer the volume of support that I needed. So I went to Trelaws instead. But now, and
when I did the same as Gins, but Gins had fucked off before I got to Chichester College. So I did a level 3 at Chichester College in media, which let me do my degree afterwards. And they were very, very supportive there. To be fair, I don't know if you remember Gins, but they had you went up a set of stairs in like one of the buildings, and they had support groups, and they had members of staff that you could work with after college that could help you with your work and stuff like that.
Because they always had they were always able to help out people who have got dyslexia or need help studying a bit more. So no, they were very helpful at Chai.
Yeah. So let's go from there and then jump to the next thing. So you chatted literally a second ago about how you wanted to give back and stuff. Would you say that led into you starting working at the Meath?
I mean, I do enjoy the Meath. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to go back since lockdown. Because I'm from Bognor, so it's more the travel side rather than me actually working there, if that makes sense.
Could you just like say just explain what the Meath is to anyone?
So the Meath is a care home for people with epilepsy and complex disabilities, and they've got like a little centre called the Skills and Enterprise Centre, which has got your like, I wouldn't say low academics classes, but they've got a arts and media class. They've got a mini gym. They've got IT set up. So it's just to get their brains as functioning as possible. Again, if you don't work on your learning difficulties, physical or mentally, then unfortunately they are going to get worse. They were helping the students or the residents in those classes, and then I was volunteering in the gym. So again, it was within my area of expert or area that I wanted to go to. And I was helping some of the residents that were going into the gym to realise what they can do rather than what they can't.
That sounds whenever you talked about it before, because how many years have you been going there or like been volunteering there?
I mean, it seems longer than it is. Probably 3 years. I mean, unfortunately, because of all, as I just said earlier, because of all this malarkey that's going on, and being from Bognor, I've been unable to go back there. So I haven't been able to go back for a year, which is a bit annoying. But yeah, hopefully when this is all over, hopefully I'll be able to go back and see the residents again, get back into the routine again.
Because I'm sure, I am sure that they're probably missing having your weird banter around there. I would, I do think, mate. I don't know if I've ever said this. You doing that is like generally really cool that you do that, and
it's rewarding as well. I've always had I mean, even from being a little kid in hospital, I did physiotherapy when I was younger, for 3 years was it? I think. So I've always, as I grow older, I knew that there were people less capable than me. So I kind of wanted to give back in the sense of, yes, do my fitness course, and then to show people that doesn't matter what your disability is, you can improve your physical, mental state with self-motivation, and obviously, again, with someone there to show you that you can do it rather than you can't.
Yeah, yeah. Because I think, well, I sort of it it experienced this a little bit. To be fair, I remember going to, like, I don't, you probably don't like remember this, but when the process of getting into Trelaws was like you did like interviews with every
Oh yeah, and then you were in that little. It was kind of like a little hall, wasn't it?
yeah,
I do remember it.
yeah,
And then you had, some of the ex-students or the students at that time go around and ask you questions of why you want beer, and so it was basically like a job interview for
yeah,
college.
yeah, and you talked to with your parents. You talked to like the heads of the departments, so like
Yeah,
the OTs, the occupational
yeah,
therapists, the physios, da da da.
mm,
And I remember the OT. It was an elderly lady that ran the head of department at the time,
mm,
and she asked me or asked me and asked my parents like what does Harry want to do for like a living? What's his like plan? And I turned around to this lady and said, "Oh, I want to be a filmmaker. I want to make movies." And
she just laughed in your face.
well, not to that not to that
Not
extent,
to the extent.
but she did say to me and my parents, she said, "Oh, I think we need to think of something that's more realistic."
Yeah, see that's the thing. I think with some of the draw stuff, they kind of what they didn't want to. I don't know, like as you just said with your film, and you were saying you wanted to go into media studies. They didn't want to kind of get your hopes up, so they were
Yeah,
trying to
yeah,
minimize the disappointment for not doing it. If that
yeah,
makes sense.
yeah. No, I completely agree with that. I understand her way of saying.
Yeah.
Well, now like looking back at it and stuff, but
Mm.
I also think that the last thing that a 16 or yeah, a 16-year-old
Yeah.
or whatever wants to know is that the thing that he's always wanted to do is actually not realistic. And
Yeah.
for anybody that's listening or anybody with any ailment or even anybody in life, the last thing that you the last thing that you should hear from someone is for someone to pretty much shit on your dreams,
Mm.
which shouldn't really happen. I'd say obviously you need to think of it realistically and say, am I going to be able to do this, and am I going to succeed in this? But the the same with your fitness. If someone turned around to you and go, actually, Gins, I don't feel, I don't think this is a realistic thing to you, you'd probably tell them to fuck off.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, and I wasn't going to do that when I was in the meeting at the time, but I remember my mum sort of saying, well, if Harry wants to do this, let him try and do it. She sort of like gave the middle finger to this woman. Not literally, but like
Yeah, yeah.
verbally, which was hilarious. And I'm just like waiting for the time that because I'm starting to like write some stuff and starting to get back into film again.
Mm.
And with all this and stuff,
That's good.
I'm definitely feeling like more creative. I just can't wait until if I end up doing something that wins an award, I could just be like, and to that OT, fuck you. Like the typical Brit that always ends up
Yeah,
that always ends up swearing at an award ceremony. Uh,
That's the best thing in the world. Swearing
yeah,
at an
somewhere.
award ceremony. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, so to go back to I like the way this is what I do. We end up going on a massive tangent, and then I forget what we're fucking talking about. So let's dive into about. So you did Chichester, and you were doing the MEF and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
then after graduating from Chichester, this like enabled you to start like going to the gym and like looking for potential employment in fitness, didn't it?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. So as I say, I've always been within that fitness realm. I didn't want to just work in Tesco's and Sainsbury's. No offense to the people who work in Tesco's
I
and
was gonna,
Sainsbury's.
I was gonna say, well, first your dad works in Tesco's, and second, I work in Tesco's at weekends.
Are you sure? Okay, so I apologise to you.
Oh,
But no, I've
no,
always,
that's all right. That's right.
I never thought of myself for being behind the desk or sitting down writing things up. I've always been a practical type of person. And again, I think with my confidence, I think it was best that I wanted to go to. Obviously, came out of Chichester College, which was great. And then I started to use Westgate Leisure Centre. And I was using that quite a lot. I was a regular there, 3 days a week? So that really helped, going to the gym and mixing with people who have the same interests in me, and again to build my confidence up.
Yeah, and Westergate is in Chichester in West Sussex, and it's
Yeah, yeah,
literally it's literally like right next to the college, pretty much, isn't it? So right
yeah,
next to
yeah.
the Chichester College.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
so, so yeah, no. Do you remember? Well, I don't know if you do, but do you? I know that you were going there like loads, like every day. The thing with Gins, after knowing him for such a long time, uh, I know that Gins always has to be doing something. He can't just like sit at home. He gets so bored. He just needs to get out and like he hates being in the same four walls for like
Mm.
too long. Uh, would you say that's kind of correct?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I hate talking to myself and to these four walls. It irritates me, but I've always wanted to fill the day up, and that was why I was going to the Meath, and because that took an hour. Because the Meath, even though they had the um, the four units for the unit for the residents, they also had the skills centre, and that was kind of, yes, it was a low academic studies, but it was kind of like being back at school. They had a schedule to stick to, so the first session started at 9:30 to 10:30, and then 11:30 to 12:30. Then they would have their lunch, and then the day finishes at 3:00, and then I was getting the bus, so it takes an hour and a half each way. By
Yeah,
train.
yeah. Because where's the Meath?
So the
Whereabouts is it
Meath
again?
is in. Sorry.
Whereabouts is it again?
Yeah, so the Meath is in Godalming, which is in Hampshire.
Yeah,
So it's about an hour and a half from here.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. Because I remember because sometimes I used to bump into you because when I was going to film school in Brighton, sometimes
yeah,
we'd be
yeah,
getting like a similar time train, and I'd be like, "Hey,
yeah,
Gins," and then
yeah.
you'd
I
be like,
remember
"I'm going to the Meath," and you're going off to Brighton. But
that. Yeah,
yeah, no, yeah. So to get
that
back
was
to
good.
Westergate and stuff, do you
Mm.
remember the time that you sort of like asked the staff? Because obviously you got to know the staff. Did you? When was it that you eventually decided to be like, actually, can I get a job here?
It was kind of unexpected. It was good in sense, but I mean, I went into a job. So my first job was in a little cafe, and that was through my sister. Um, who knew the manager, so he got me in that way. And then the job went under 9 months in, and then I was obviously gymming at Westgate for some time, 3-4 days a week.
Yeah.
And then I started to do and then obviously I did my level 2 at Chai College.
Yeah.
And then I was doing my workout at Chai Westgate, and then the former gym manager said to me, "Oh, you've done your level 2 fitness instructing. Do you want to volunteer here?" So I thought, great. I mean, it was only for a couple of hours a week, but I jumped on it, and then I think it was a month or so not very long. He said to me, "Oh, there's a shift that needs to be covered. Do you want to make it a regular thing?" So that was 2018, I think. So I've been working there this year's dead anyway.
Yeah.
But I've been working there for about 2 years. The hours have crept up. I was always wanting to do overtime because I was only working 4 hours a week, so I was only doing the Saturday shift, which is all right. As I say, it was in my area that I wanted to be in, so I didn't give a toss what time I was working, but I wanted to do longer hours. So I was wanting to do. I was always asked to do cover, and I had no question. I didn't argue because it was to fill up the day. It was that social malarkey.
Yeah, and it's like once you get your foot in the door, it's good to just keep going in and stuff, and keep saying yes to everything. Yeah. No, and then also we can like lead it on to now at the moment. Through your work, you're doing your level 3 in fitness, aren't you?
Yeah.
So
I started my level 3 in 2019. So fortunately, the Westgate knew I wanted to do my level 3, and they paid for me to do it, which is good. And that was so I started it in September 2019. I was supposed to see my lecturer every month, because again with my dyslexia and learning difficulties, and I didn't have a laptop, so again it was more that I like the visual aspect, so going and speaking to someone or showing someone bits of equipment. I was supposed to see my lecturer every month. Did it for the first month, and then lockdown hit, which was a bit annoying. And then because I hadn't got my laptop, I was handwriting it all. My brother was printing off the coursework so I could fill it out by hand. So I've got all the paperwork here, but I've had no one to mark it. So I've got 4 months work of paperwork, but I don't want to mark it, which
that must be frustrating at the moment. But at least you'll keep going at it and stuff, and eventually.
Yeah, of course. And as I say, especially throughout this COVID stuff, if you know that you want to achieve something, i.e., I'm into my fitness, that's kind of keeping me sane, and knowing that it is going to actually lead to me getting a certificate.
and then hopefully getting a full-time job at Westergate.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So it all obviously depends on what comes of what's going on at the moment. But yeah.
Yeah, no, it's like really exciting that you've like really like no matter what hurdles that have sprung up in front of you that you just like kept going and stuff like that. So yeah, no,
No.
it's really cool. I'm really like generally
Yeah,
like
it's a focus
proud of you,
point.
mate. To be fair,
Yeah,
because it's
once you've
good.
got a focus point, then it's just getting past that first step of should I be doing this? Shouldn't I be doing this?
Yeah.
What if I do this and all that? Once you get past that first step or the first two steps, then it becomes a lot easier. And it's the same with fitness, it's the same with PTs, it's the same with, I don't know, general work.
Yeah, anything. Yeah,
anything really.
yeah. Would you? Yeah, no, but definitely, and I've said to you before, like good luck with like all of that stuff and stuff like that,
Cheers, man.
because I know that both of us aren't severely like academic. We'd rather be out there doing it rather than
I'm
writing
not
it
very
down.
academic at all. I mean,
But yeah. So let's go into like at the moment you got like your own home gym and stuff, but do you have any like recommendations for anybody that's out there that's feeling like they're a little bit lackluster in terms of exercise and stuff? Do you have any advice?
Definitely. I mean, there's always. It's not the equipment I have; it's how to use the equipment you've already got. And let's say you haven't got any equipment, you can use body weight exercises, so press ups. You can use your abs, what's called flutter kicks. You can do squats. You can use the walls that you've got at home or you're flat, and you can do wall sits. So there's loads of exercises you can do, but I do understand in a way of it does take some self motivation just to work out by yourself. It's not easy, but it can be done.
Yeah, and as like most things or any bit of exercise, you do feel better after you've done that.
Yeah, definitely. Your whole morale is boosted a lot.
Yeah, cool. No, I think that's a good place to wrap it up. To be fair,
Okay, no worries.
I think that's really decent, and thanks for all that. Could you just like say where people can like, because you're on Instagram, aren't you? What's your Instagram?
So I'll give this shout out. So if anyone who's into fitness or wanting to get into personal training, hit me up on Instagram. So either type my name in, Winegins, or find my hashtag, which is at Ginsley Fitness. And then add me on Instagram, and then if you want to DM me, we can have a chat on the fitness side.
Nah, cool. And just to clarify, Gins is spelt with Ginn. If anybody struggles to find it.
And that was my conversation with me old school pal Ryan Gins. Cheers, Gins, for coming on. That was such a good laugh, as I knew it was going to be. And we went a bit deep, which is always good. It's always good to talk about the old serious stuff, and always fun to reminisce those stories from the old days. And just in case you didn't catch it, to go and check out Ryan on his Instagram page, which is Ginsy's Fitness, GINNSZ Fitness. Go and check it out. Drop him a message. He's a cool guy. probably a little bit awkward at times, but he's a cool guy. So thanks so much for coming on, Gins. I super appreciate it. It was super cool. So that's the end of the episode, and I thought I'd end with just something that made me smile the other day. A video that's making the rounds of this sweet young lad, bless him, singing Bob Marley's song, Don't Worry About a Thing. And until next time, you guys take care.
Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be alright. I woke up this morning on my horizon. 3 little birds were on my doorstep, singing sweet songs, melody pure and true. And they said, this message is you. They said, don't worry.